Good day, everybody. Once again, we're here. You're there. Let's have some fun. Anyway, first thing I'd like to do is I've been doing a lot of research on different things and come up with some stuff that I always heard it, but I never looked at it as close as I am now. And so I made a little clip here uh, from, hold on one second, make sure it plays correctly. Where's that? Um, let me get back. From George Bernard Shaw, who was an unbelievable guy. I mean, all the stuff that he did, I have it on my thumbnail. In fact, the thumbnail that I have is probably has the most information about him than the whole video. But anyway, here's a short video I put together. I hope you enjoy it.
Is being used for a purpose recognized by yourself as a mighty one. This emphasizes the idea that fulfillment comes from contributing to something meaningful, aligning one's passions with a greater cause. Shaw believed that a life of purpose and service to others leads to true happiness. His characters often grapple with their roles in society and seek deeper significance beyond material success. By George Bernard Shaw.
Thought that was pretty cool. And I wonder, not just today, last night, this morning, I was thinking about the visionaries in history that changed the world, absolutely changed the world. And I believe we don't know everything yet, but what Ash is involved in will also change the world. And I believe we're all part of it, which is pretty cool. I'm going to summarize a few people and then give it over to Chris. A visionary, many figures throughout history have stood out as visionaries. Obviously, I'm going to name some, and we all know the names. Here are some top visionaries who impact shapes societies, industries, entire way of thinking. Leonardo da Vinci was born in 1452. He passed away in 1519. Known for his diverse talent in art, science, and engineering, Da Vinci envisioned ideas that were far ahead of his time, like flying machines, military tanks, and different studies. And he also laid the foundation for modern medicine. There's just certain people out there that have a little extra oomph, and if they act on it, it changes the world. So Isaac Newton, he was born in 1643, he passed away in 1727. He was a mathematician, psychiatrist, astronomer. Newton's work in gravity and the law of motion laid the groundwork for classical mechanics, profoundly influenced science and technology for the centuries. Everybody knows his name. Albert Einstein, he was born in 1879. He died in 1955. I believe it's the last years of his life. He lives here in Princeton, New Jersey. Revolutionized physics with his theory of relativity, fundamentally changing our understanding of time, space, and energy, setting the stage for advancements in quantum mechanics, nuclear energy, and many, many other things. Nikolai Tesla, born in 1856, he passed away in 1943. Tesla innovations in electrical engineering, including alternating power, which when you hear the word AC, that's what that is. It's alternating power. Wireless communication and early ideas about robotics have made him a legendary figure in modern technology. Just somebody was at the right time, had the mind to do it, and a vision. And I guarantee his vision at the time, for a lot of people, he was a nut. What is he doing? What's he talking about? You had Mahatma Gandhi, born in 1869, passed away in 1948, a visionary for social and political change. Gandhi advocated for nonviolent resistance, inspiring movements for civil rights, freedom across the world, and showing the power of peaceful protest. That's where this came from. And who took it after that? Martin Luther King. He was born in 1929. He died at a young age, was actually killed in 1968. Known for his visionary leadership in the American civil rights movement, King's advocacy for racial equality, justice, nonviolent activism continued to inspire the global human rights movement, like they said, global, around the world. Then you have Steve Jobs. We all know that name. He was born in 1955. He died in 2011. He had cancer. I'd be pancreatic cancer, but I'm not sure. He was the co-founder of Apple. Jobs transformed the tech industry with products like Macintosh, iPad, iPhone, and revolutionized how people interact with technology. What happened to the world since that came along? It changed everything. Changed everything. The communication around the world has impacted every part of the world, without a doubt. Then we have a younger guy here, Elon Musk. He's born in 1971. Musk's ambitious vision spans multiple industries, from electric vehicles, Tesla, space exploration, SpaceX, to solar energy, Solar City, and AI, Open AI, with a focus on advanced humanity potential. He's one of the only ones ever, and I don't think any other country has done it, is take an afterburner rocket, the ones that propel whatever you want to whatever you want to go to space. Instead of falling in the ocean, they got to go get it and find it and repair it. He made it possible that it would land back where it came from. Crazy. In the upright position, no joke. Jeff Bezos. We all know him. He was born in 1964. Bezos redefined commerce with Amazon, shifting the paradigm of retail to an online model and creating a global marketplace that has reshaped consumers' behavior and logistics worldwide, without a doubt. Without a doubt. You order something sometimes on Amazon and you order it in the morning, we've had it in the afternoon. No joke. Amazing. And they've moved into other fields big time. These visionaries have each disrupted the normal of time, creating new paths forward in science, technology, social justice, human potential. Their legacy is a testament to the power of foresight, relentless innovation. I want you to think of all these words I'm saying. Who does it remind you of? It's Mufareh, right? It's Mufareh. Thomas Edison, 1847 and 1931, known for inventing the phonograph, incandescent light bulb, the modern picture camera. Edison established modern research labs and advanced the mass adoption of technology, lighting the way for the future. Sigmund Freud, 1856 to 1939, as a founder of psychoanalysis, Freud revolutionized psychology with theories on the unconscious mind, dream analysis, the importance of early experiences, profound influence both psychology and the culture disclosure. Now think about this. He knew back then, 1850s to the 1900s, that what you feed in determines who you are, what you accept. And if you keep feeding in garbage, garbage comes out. If you feed in positivity, I can, I will, you will. And he proved it. It's proven today. Darwin, of course, I don't believe in his theory, but in 1809 to 1887, Darwin's theory of evolution by nature selection reshaped biology and changed how humans understand its origin, sparking new science fields and influence through well beyond biological science. Here's a big one. Chris's uncle, Henry Ford, 1863 to 1947. Ford's vision to in the automotive industry led him to create assembly line manufacturing, lowering costs and making cars accessible to the masses while revolutionizing the industry and worker productivity. Meaning, when a car first came out, only the rich could afford it by far because it was put together like a Rolls Royce, right? They made each part, they had to custom fit it because they had no pattern. And Ford said, wait a minute, if I can make the bumpers the same, the tires the same, the wheels the same, and have different departments, build this thing on a conveyor, he cut the cost, and I don't know how much, like a ridiculous amount, to where anybody could afford it. And that was the birth of the auto industry around the world, without a doubt. Walt Disney, 1901 to 1966. Disney created a multimedia empire, pioneered animated films that we all know, our parents know, our grandparents know, theme parks, characters-driven storyline, the transformed entertainment and built a lasting legacy of joy, imagination, and innovation. Everybody knows who Walt Disney is. I'm cutting through some. Jane Goodall, I used to watch her all the time. A visionary in primatology. She worked with chimpanzees. Remember, she lived with them. Groundbreaking work with chimpanzees, reshaping our understanding of animal intelligence and behavior, bringing global attention to conversation of animals' welfare. They found out that chimpanzees are really close to humans. They have chimpanzees that are vindictive. They have chimpanzees that are killers. No joke. They have everything that we have in that world. And I couldn't believe it when I watched it. Another big name, Nelson Mandela, born in 1918, died in 2013. Mandela's vision for racial equality, democratic governance in South Africa led to the end of apartheid and inspired freedom and justice movements worldwide, highlighted the power of resilience and reconciliation. Listen, resilience. You talk about do or die. He believed in something so strong, he was willing to spend 27 years in prison, more than a third of his life or whatever. That's unbelievable. I couldn't do it. We have one here that everyone knows, Bill Gates, born in 1955, co-founder of Microsoft. Gates was instrumental in bringing personal computers to the masses. We thought that would never be. I remember in the 70s talking about computers, and I didn't even know what it meant. Then all of a sudden you could buy one and have it at home. And of course it's nothing like it is now, but that was the beginning. His work with his wife Melinda Foundation has also revolutionized global health and education incentive. They put a lot of money in helping other people. I don't know whether you like them, you don't like them, but look up the facts. Rosa Parks, Chris's aunt. In fact, I think he said he saw Rosa Parks before. Anyway, she passed away in 2005. Parks' act of defiance sparked the Montgomery bus boycott, was a catalyst for civil rights movement, in the U.S., symbolizing the power of individual resistance in the fight for social justice. Big deal, tough lady. Took a lot for her to do what she did. Mark Zuckerberg, 1984, founder of Facebook. Zuckerberg transformed social networking forever, altering the communication media and advertising while raising new questions about privacy, social issues, impact online connectivity. Nobody did it like, nobody changed the world like as far as social interacting like Mark Zuckerberg. Now, did he mean to do it originally? No. I think it was a thing to pick up chicks or something, but look what happened. Look what happened. And a lot of people that started with him, when they were offered money to sell it, Chris brought this up a week ago, and they all said, yeah, sell, 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 and they left. That was a mistake. That was a big mistake. Amelia Earhart, she was born in 1897, died in 1937 in a plane crash. As an aviation pioneer and advocate for women in male-dominated field, Earhart inspired generations with her daring spirit, vision of gender equality and exploration and adventure. Mikhail Gorbachev, talk about timing. What would have happened to the Soviet Union if Gorbachev and Reagan weren't at the same place at the same time? Perfect. It had to be those two, and it worked. The last leader of the Soviet Union, Gorbachev policies of glasnost, openness, restructuring the end of the Cold War, to democrat in the USSR, inspired from reforms worldwide. Big deal. What a visionary. And let me tell you, him going against that was massive, massive. That's pretty much what I want to cover there. There's so many more, but it's cool when you get to looking up stuff, you find out. And the reason I brought it up, every one of the characteristics that I said to you about a visionary, Ash has it. When I would put just the visionary attributes, certain names would come up, big names. And I thought, well, that's Ash. Remember, he said, I was born to do this. And it's powerful. I feel blessed to be here. And if I can play my part, I'm going to. You know, I talked about all of us giving a little paintbrush and doing our bit about painting the world a different color, a better color, a bright color. And obviously, Narelle made a video. It was really nice, by the way. But we all do our part. It's, what is it, 2%? And it feels good to give. And if we can give and we're blessed to give, I've never felt better than giving somebody something with nothing, expecting nothing in return. So I'm going to turn it over to Chris because I said all that as quickly as I could. Go ahead, Chris.
Good morning, brother. I love you. I love all of you. I want to start out real quick by Robin Noble is home. She sent me a beautiful message to share with all of you. She's in pain. Let her rest. She needs some rest right now, but this is her message. Thank you to everyone for their prayers, love, support, and messages to both my sister and me. They have been a huge help, and with us throughout yesterday and before too. We both are so grateful. Love, Robin Noble. Robin, we're praying for you. Slow recovery, but we know you need rest, so we're not going to bother you for a couple of days. We want you to get some rest. So keep your prayers for Robin and her sister and everyone else that's going through something out there. Birthdays today, Richard Roxbury. Happy birthday. Lucas Ames, happy birthday. And Leigh Gott, happy birthday to you. Enjoy your day. I want to remind you, November 3rd is when you set your clocks back here in Michigan for daylight savings time. So don't forget that, because you know every year when that time change comes, we have a lot of goofy webinars that are an hour ahead or hour behind, whatever it is. So don't forget that. I want to talk about something a little different today. Yesterday, I gave you some percentages to explain how big this company really is. Today, I'm going to give you some different percentages. And they're not great percentages because it's sad. Let me break this down for you. I went through a bunch of countries and pretty much asked what's the average person in this country make. And I want to explain to you something that I'm going to give you, I don't know, 5 or 6 or 7 countries that I went through. And these are the lowest averages on here, but I want you to think about it, because you know what? Some of these numbers I'm going to tell you are going to put you in shock. And here's the truth. We don't ever really think about those things because we're not there. But we now have family, friends, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles that live there. And I want you to understand what they're going through. So let's start off with Africa. And Africa's huge. They average about $2 a day, which is about $730 a year. Okay, that's Africa. And again, some regions in those countries are a little bit more, but not less. But imagine making $2 a day. I'm going to say this. When I was working, I spent $20 a day just to get to work for coffees, food. And I want you to think about $2 a day. PNG, our famous Papua New Guinea. They gross around $3,500 to $4,500 per year. Again, depending on different regions. I want you to think about that. To other countries, that might be a lot of money. But to me, to all of you that I know, that's not a lot of money. Okay, we're going to change that. Vietnam, $3,500 to $4,000 per year. India, $2,000 to $2,200 per year. This isn't a week, folks. This is a year. My beautiful family in Pakistan, $1,200 to $1,500 per year is their annual income. Colombia, where my beautiful girlfriend lives, $4,000 to $5,000 per year. I know it must sound like a lot to some people, but it's not a lot. Philippines, $3,500 to $4,000 per year. Bangladesh, $1,500 to $2,000 per year. All our brothers and sisters over there. China, now as big as they are, they make about $12,000 to $13,000 a year. It's not a lot of money, guys. Cuba, this is a sad one. $30 to $50 a month, $650 a year. Okay, Venezuela, you all know about Venezuela. Right now, the average monthly salary is about $5 to $10. Okay, you feeling blessed yet? The Middle East. Now, I'm going to break that down. Gulf states and countries like Qatar, UAE, and Kuwait, GNI per capita can be quite high, often exceeding $40,000 to $60,000 annually, driven by oil and gas industries. Other countries, in countries such as Egypt, Jordan, and Lebanon, average income are lower, generally ranging from $3,000 to $10,000 per year, depending on economic conditions and employment sectors. So in other words, if you're not part of the oil industry or everything over there, it's poverty. Sorry to say it that way. It's poverty. We could do better. Peru, $5,000 to $6,000 a year. Afghanistan, $400 to $600 a year to live on, folks. The poverty levels, let me explain this about this. Extreme poverty, approximately 9% of the world's population lives on less than $2.15 a day, which is considered the international poverty line for extreme poverty. The impact of COVID, well, that set us back. The pandemic has pushed millions back into poverty, reversing years of progress. It's estimated that around 100 million additional people were pushed into extreme poverty due to that pandemic. Damn that pandemic. Now, I don't know if you ever heard of this one. This is new to me. Multidimensional poverty. Beyond income, many people experience multidimensional poverty, which includes factors the lack of education, poor health, inadequate, bad living conditions. Let's say it that way. The Multi-Dimensional Poverty Index, MPI, indicates that over 1.3 billion people experience multi-dimensional poverty. Okay? And I'm doing this because I want you to think about it. Maybe you don't live there, but a lot of our friends and family do. And this has been like this for as long as I've been alive, well over. Okay? And I want you to understand that there is a need for this company in all those countries, from going to, $300 to $400 a year, $3,500 a year, and rising that up to get people out of poverty. Now, let me break this down real quick. And this is going to go into another reason. Several companies have faced challenges or failed due to rushing decisions or processes. Here are a few notable examples. Blockbuster, y'all remember them. The company failed to adapt quickly to the rise of streaming services like Netflix, rushing to implement their own versions. They were too late. Sears, in the late 1990s and early 2000s, Sears rushed into online sales without a solid strategy, ultimately leading to their decline. Quibi, the short form streaming service, launched in 2020, but rushed its rollout without fully addressing its market position, leading to its quick demise. Yahoo! The company made several rushed acquisitions and strategic decisions without a clear vision, resulting in a decline in its relevance and value. You guys all remember this one, MySpace. I remember everyone was MySpace in it. Once a leading social media platform, it rushed into changes and features that confused users, allowing competitors like Facebook to gain dominance. These examples illustrate how hasty decisions can undermine even established companies. All right, so when people send me a question, what's Ash doing? He's doing everything so we don't have those failures. He already had some things that happened to him. He caught them. He's taken the right direction. I'm going to tell you this. He is not going to rush because people's situations. Ash Mufareh knows all these stats I just read. This is why he designed Onpassive, because of those stats that I just read. This is how he feels in his heart. We just don't rush things, guys. If I'm in a bad situation, I'm not going to say, Ash, you need to get this going. Never in my life would I say that. Ash Mufareh, I want you to take your time, do this right, so we could pick all those percentages up in these countries and bring people back to a level that they can live comfortably. I mean, can you imagine $600 a year? Think about that. I want you to think about what you spend on coffee on a weekly basis. Think about it. Yeah. You don't live there. But see, this is where I want to put myself in their shoes. I want to understand, oh my God, how does someone survive off $1,000 a year? Okay, I want you just to really start thinking about that. This is very important that we always think about everyone and not just ourselves or our situations. What you're going through today, someone tomorrow is going to go through a heck of a lot more. Okay? Understand the importance of Ash making sure this is done properly. Many countries in the world need help. Onpassive, Ash Mufareh, the founders, the early birds. This is something that we all have to constantly work on together to keep that vision and that dream alive as we take off. Okay? I want you for 1 hour of the day not to think about your problems. I want you to think about everyone else's problems and how you have it maybe better or maybe even worse. And we're constantly praying for that. But the questions I get sometimes, they're not always so good. And I wanted to do this today to realize that, yep, you probably got it a lot better in some of those stats I read. Now, I could go through every single country, regions, provinces, and probably show you some even, worse statistics. but 9% poverty globally. That's sad. Let's change that. We could change it. Ask Mufareh says we could change it. Ask Mufareh is doing this so we can change it. And I want you to think about that. Yep, yesterday I gave you percentages of how big Onpassive is. But what I gave you today, you should really understand how big Onpassive is, because we want to go help every single country, neighborhood, community through this company, through you, through Ask Mufareh's vision, through his amazing team's hard work and efforts to change this world for the better. I love every one of you, and I pray for every one of you every day. And there isn't a second that doesn't go by that I'm not thinking about what Onpassive is really going to do for this world, my country, your country. Poverty is everywhere, folks. Yes, even in the United States of America, we have it. Let's change things. Let's stay positive. When Ash comes out with his next statement, I think it'll be very exciting. But please don't ever feel, and he never feels this, don't ever feel to put pressure on anyone to doing it the right way. Rushing, as I showed you, just a few companies, there's a lot more, causes catastrophe. Every one of those companies that rushed could have changed people's lives, but they got greedy. They didn't study the market. I know for a fact Ash Mufareh studied this market for the last 20 years. All right, he did that for all of us. I want you to remember that. Don't ever think anything different. The guy is a genius when it comes to this kind of stuff. He's a master marketer, and he wants to take his skills, his achievements, his knowledge, and give it all to us into one company. Marty DeGarmo, that is all I have. Back to you, brother.
Very good. And to top all that up, I just want to say world hunger can be solved completely, $50 billion. And do you know how much money there is around the world total? 500 trillion. 30 billion is a drop in the ocean. It's nothing. So the problem we have with something like hunger around the world is we're not trying to solve it. Because if we were, it'd be done. If we can, and I'm not putting anybody down, I'm just saying, if we have the technology and we'll spend tens of millions of dollars on a smart bomb, a smart killer, let's say what it is, a smart killer that can go down a chimney and light up somebody's babuka, we can't stop world hunger? I mean, and why? Do you know we got enough military power now, like to destroy the world 113 times or some crazy thing? Talk about overkill. It's like trying to swat a fly with a nuclear warhead. It's not necessary. But yet we won't reinvest, or everyone. Let's concentrate together, but we can't because we're too focused on ourselves. That's what I love about Onpassive, because give that option to feed a family to a family that is having trouble eating. Because if you give them the power and you give them the resources, they know what it's like. They're living it every day. And to be able to take a village somewhere, I don't care, India, Africa, Papua New Guinea, these countries that struggle, and you start giving them the opportunity to bring their brothers and sisters out of poverty, they're going to do it. You don't have to tell them. They're going to do it. And what happens then? It paints the world a different color. $30 billion would end it. 30 to 50 billion. Everywhere I read, every time I ask that question, because I'm thinking it can't be that little. But the amount of money we have, there's individuals with $200 billion. 200 billion. and the money we waste, and we got to have this, we got to have what? How could you look at TV and see the little boy and little girl starving and not want to? It just make you die inside. So I love the idea that we can attack something like that, and I love the idea that I'm friends and family to people in this company that are from some of these places. They know firsthand. You know, you always talk as a third party, you know, I'm going to go do this, and I went here as a mission, and I did this, and I did that. Let somebody else be the winner. And I mean, there's somebody out there right now giving with nothing. One cup of water, and they give give out to 9 people. You know that. Let them be the hero. And I think this company is going to do that. Now, that's way beyond what I could ever ask for. Yes, when I first got online, my thought was, how can I make an income? I'm struggling. I'm struggling big time. I lost my job like at 42. I wasn't planning it. And then to go into disability. And then on top of that, kids grow up and we're winding up, we're doing family number 2. But I just want to get rid of that problem. And that would be easy. It doesn't take that much. And then start focusing on what can we do collectively to repaint the dark areas of the world. A little sunshine, a little more color. Anyway, yeah, that was what we wanted to cover today. Chris goes off on his own. I go off on mine, but they all work together because it's about someone or something that you compare to change the world. And the only way to do that is look at what's going on, look at what we can do, and we have a power that we didn't realize. One of them is when you take care of yourself and you have the abundance to move on to someone else, it's going to be a lot of fun because you can do that and still, because a couple of years ago, like I said, me and Chris were giving. That was so much fun. I just wish I had more. Anyway, thanks everybody. Chris, you got anything else?
No, I just say think about everyone else, guys, except just yourself. But yourself is important, and together we can make a lot of differences in a lot of people's lives. Thank you, brother.
And also, I'm really thankful for all the prayers for everybody that's in bad shape, especially Robin, because I became very close with her. I talk to her every day, and her sister. And I feel the way for everybody, but you know, she's someone I really got to know. And she's a brave face. She never complains. But I know this is devastating, and she's recovering. I'm happy she's home. At least if you're sore, you don't feel very well, nothing beats being home. And the other thing is she's home with her sister, and they've stuck with each other their whole life. It's a beautiful thing. Anyway, it sounded doom and gloom. It's not. I'm upbeat. I think our tomorrow's looking good, and Ash will come out and update us when he can. He wants nothing more than to surprise us in a good way. That I know. Anyway, see you all. And what is today? Tuesday? Anything special? No.
Yeah, you got Collins coming on today at 2 or Comfort?
I'm
Or is
not
that
sure.
every other week?
You have to look. It might be. Andy. Might be an Andy show. I'm
Yeah.
not sure. Anyway, see you all and have a fantastic. One more thing I have to admit, as hard as this is, Chris beat the crap out of me in pool.
Yeah, 3 days in a row. Oh no, you won. You won yesterday.
Yeah, but I was so beat up on the 2 days before I couldn't even bask in the glory.
I get a lot of questions to me after the live, and I put you on hold just so I can whoop his butt every single day. That's our relief. That's what we do.
Not every single day. He beat me 3 days. That's it. All the 363 or 6, I beat him. So anyway, see.